I came across this old framed document in my grandfather's collection of keepsakes. It starts with the name Elizabeth. The document is clearly aged, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly how old it is. It could have been something my grandfather acquired at any point before he passed away 10 years ago. The seal on the document is intricate and well crafted, but I can't quite make out what it depicts. The script is unfamiliar to me, though I can discern the words Elizabeth and saints. It's definitely something with a story, and I'm eager to uncover more about its origins. Any idea what it could be? It's an Elizabethan letter patent, but my Latin is too rusty to decipher this. I sent this to a Latin linguist who specializes in historical documents. He said, obviously, the reign of Elizabeth I. It says in Latin, thanks to God, Elizabeth, Queen of England and Ireland, etc. Hard for me, not my period. But there are a lot of people who could read this easily. He says this is not really the period he works with. He says, the script is immensely different from Anglo-Saxon bookhands. Professional scribes of the post-conquest period introduced many cursive features. I could decipher more, but my brain is old and tired. This letter has too many squiggles for an old man. I found this intriguing object behind my garden, and it's heavier than I expected for its size. The most interesting feature is the small tube on the left, which pivots outward with ease. It appears to be made of brass, and I noticed the word India stamped on it. I'm curious about what it might have been used for and how old it could be. Could it be a tool, a decorative piece, or something else entirely? Any ideas? It reminds me of an old lighter from the early to mid-20th century. The shape is similar to some lighters from that era, but after examining it for a few moments, you realize there's no flint and no mechanism to create sparks that could ignite a fuel source. The large bowl would trap combustion gases, preventing a flame from starting and blocking oxygen from entering the chamber to sustain combustion. My friend said that it's a vintage brass smoking water pipe. The lip groove on the folding stem, along with the large tobacco bowl and knurled collar beneath it, would allow for easy cleaning and filling the body with water. Yes, totally a pipe. I found this in my grand's kitchen, and I have no idea what it's used for or which company made it. I think it could be an old French or German kitchen utensil, but I wish I could make out the company name. I'm really curious about what it is and what it's meant to do. When I showed it to my uncle, he said it was an antique fillet clamp. He was a big salmon fisherman and used something similar, with locking notches, to hold the fish by the tail while scaling and filleting. However, I'm not convinced because this tool has two handles that lock into place. It seems like a labor-intensive process to load the fish, get only one pull, and then have to unlock and start over again. It doesn't seem quite right for filleting, so I'm still left wondering what its true purpose is. Any ideas? After taking a closer look, I noticed the word pavian on it, which is German for baboon. My dad came up with a great suggestion. Perhaps it's something that attaches to a rope, offering a handhold or grip. The baboon reference seems to hint at climbing, and the teeth inside could be designed to grip the fibers of the rope. It's an intriguing idea, and I'm curious. What do you think? Could this be a vintage climbing aid or something else entirely? I found this thing in an old garage. It's surprisingly heavy, possibly made of lead, and has the shape of a strange torpedo. It looks like something that might have been used in a war, though I'm not entirely sure. The object is a bit broken and faded. Any ideas what this thing is? It's an Mark 23 practice bomb. Center channel was originally filled with red phosphorus. If you can see all the way through it in a clean cylinder, it's all good. If it's clogged at all, do not try to clean it out. Red phosphorus is extremely flammable and will likely ignite if uncrusted portions are exposed to the air. This watch has been passed down through my wife's family, carrying with it both history and sentimental value. The movement is intricate enough that while the time might still be ticking, the moon phase complication could have been damaged or worn over the years. Winding it after 20 years since its last service isn't the riskiest thing, but considering its age and the emotional significance it holds, I would definitely have it professionally inspected before winding it again. They can probably help identify it as well. Any idea who might have made it or how old it could be? It is an RCA guarantee. I was able to open the case with the pushpin release that I never noticed. The name is stamped into the inside cover. Guarantee, meaning guaranteed in French, often indicates that the watch was made to a certain standard of quality, typically by a reputable manufacturer or a watchmaker's workshop. It's a French company from the 1830s to 1934. Gold ones without the subdials can auction for $3,500 and up. I found this object while doing some landscaping in my yard in Sonoma County, California. It's surprisingly heavy, with a polished surface that gleams beautifully in the light. When I first uncovered it, it was caked in dirt, but after rinsing it off, it revealed its smooth, shiny finish. There are no markings, writing, or numbers anywhere on it, which makes me wonder, could it be an old artifact, or is it something more modern? Any ideas? It's gold sheen obsidian. Likely intentionally put there and definitely modern. Wouldn't be surprised if it was related to modern-day witchcraft. There's a huge market for these kinds of carvings, however, they do nothing. Just pretty rocks carved. This object, originating from India, is an old iron lock that appears to operate by rotating the key. After 3 hours of persistence, my mom finally managed to open it today, but I'm still baffled by how it works or what type of lock it is. The mechanism is unlike anything I've encountered before. Does anyone recognize this kind of lock or have any idea how old it could be? I think I've figured out the mechanism. Apparently, the key puts pressure on these two arrow-like pieces, which compress and allow the lock to open. Someone suggested it might date back to the 1650s, though I still don't have a definitive answer. What I do know for sure is that it's definitely a padlock and extremely old. It's not unlike a 10th century Viking lock in design. An elderly neighbor of mine came into the bank recently, hoping to exchange these strange notes for American currency. He explained that his wife had just been hospitalized due to memory complications, and he was trying to gather money for her care. The bank refused to accept the notes, so I ended up giving him $20 for both, feeling sorry for his situation. I'm pretty sure these aren't real currency, but I'm curious. What exactly are they? Any idea what these might be? These are trinkets from a Catholic relief agency. You get these free when you donate one time to some Christian or Catholic charity.